One more item, and Chris and I are still working on it. We talked about kind of a park plan, trying to kind of attack our different parks, trying to pick up one per month, and trying to really do kind of some sweat equity improvement to it. Low cost, high work level, and again, I'm still working with Chris on that. He was out of town for a while. He finally came back from the mountains all in one piece, thank goodness. And I think he feels reinvigorated, ready to work hard. So we're going to try and get that program put together, and I'm hoping to have some more details for you in 2 weeks on that. But really, it's just kind of like I said, kind of an elbow grease, kind of clean a few things up, tie things up, and see what we can get complete here in the next, say, 6 or 7 months. He's also got some community volunteers that will help us with 1 or 2 parks that they've taken a special interest in. Next, and the last thing, Mayor, I have to address with the board is something of a new initiative. I met with staff this morning, and we really, frankly, just put this together most of today in the morning. But I feel pretty strongly about this. And really, there's only one thing that actually I need City Council authorization for, which I'll get to in just a second. But the initiative is, at the staff level, basically, is really just a code enforcement initiative. We want to step up code enforcement at all levels, all areas of town, and basically try to turn it into kind of a positive project, try to give our community a good 30, 45 days to get a lot of things done, a lot of things cleaned up, whether it's grass cut, debris picked up, fences cleaned up, tool sheds torn down that should have been torn down 10 years ago. Get some of those things cleaned up around Roanoke Rapids. It's going to be a big effort in a lot of ways, but I think if we start, we can take some small steps now, try to get the community involved. For those who are willing to work with us, we can give them an opportunity and some time to get some things cleaned up. Internally, I just designated this program Opportunity Clean Sweep. Got to call it something. It seemed good at the time, so I hope that is appropriate for the City Council. The idea being, we look at this as not just we're going to come down on you really hard and just start issuing a lot of citations. That will happen eventually. But right now, for the next 30 to 45 days, those who are willing to take responsibility for their property, their vegetation, and their rental property, as the case may be, or their own business property, those who are willing to do it, maybe just need a little nudge and a little help, a little assistance and a little direction, we're going to do that for them for the next 30 to 45 days. That's this initiative. I'd like to get the City Council's endorsement for that. I'm not looking for a vote, but if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. But I want to start this 8:01 tomorrow morning and be off and running with it. What I proposed is that we get the word out, we try and publicize it, promote it as much as possible. Hopefully we'll get some help from the newspaper, certainly our website and others to get that word out. I've got some numbers which I'll pass out or announce tonight, but also I'll have some literature on this. I've got just one with me tonight, but I'll be happy to give that to the press if they want to take it for any kind of coverage they can provide. But I have the main contact at the planning department for information Tuesday through Thursday. They just contact the main number there, which is 533-2844. And those questions basically dealing with general code enforcement and public works. And Richard's staff is going to give some backup to that, which is their number is 533-2846. And the public works questions might be more appropriate if it's kind of the obnoxious vegetation, i.e. long grass, weed control for the public works. And certainly if they get a question, they can refer it back to the planning department and vice versa. But that's the program, Mayor. Like I said, I hope the community will support us, and I hope we can get something done and show some pretty strong improvements here in the next 30 to 45 days. As I said, I'd like to start tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and I'd like to have an end date of October 18th, and that's really for we'll give you a hand if you're willing to kind of take some responsibility and help us clean up. After October 18th, Mayor, we will feel like we've given everybody that's come across our path or in our radar screen a good opportunity to clean up, make that effort themselves. After October 18th, we'll have a lot of time to put this together. It's my intention to go very hard in code enforcement, get this town cleaned up from A to Z, whether it's on Main Street or whether it's the east end of town, the west end of town, downtown or uptown, everywhere we can. We've got some challenges, certainly without a planning director, it's that much more of a challenge, but I think we can work our way through that.
Okay.
Mayor, that's all I have on that.
I'd like for the council to go ahead tonight and give you that authorization to go ahead and start that if they feel.
So moved.
Mayor, can I ask for one more thing before you vote?
Yes, sir.
I meant to bring this up, and if you actually, if you think it's appropriate, As part of that incentive, and it's frankly, it's not much money, but $45 can be a lot when you're trying to get a project cleaned up. Approximately the fee for if you tear down a shed or some other kind of debris in your yard, there's a $45, right? Truck pickup, if it's a single, if it's a plus tipping fee, there's a fee for cleaning up the construction material for that dilapidated structure that you've torn down. I'd ask permission to have staff from the city council to allow staff to waive that fee until the October 18th period. Our rough estimation is if this project does great, it might be $500. It probably won't be close to that, but I'd like to get that authorization. I think it's a gesture that might give some people a little bit more incentive to get that done. After October 18th, the fee goes back to normal. And again, I'd only allow this fee with the city council's permission as long as the person requesting that fee be waived make the request to the public works director or the city manager and have that approved in writing before there's any before any materials placed out front or they're going to make any claim to have that fee waived. So again, it must be in writing up front. We'll have a form for her to fill out to do that. That way there's no question about was it approved, was it not approved, was it an appropriate type of facility. I'm not talking about demolitions of an entire house. I'm talking about just accessory structures to smaller materials that I think we struggle with from time to time.
Okay.
I'd ask you to include that,
Put that
please.
in your motion, Ernest?
So moved.
Okay, have a motion,
I'll second.
have a second. Is there any discussion? Do we have anybody here from the Herald? Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
My name's Roger Bell. I just started with the Daily Hill today.
Well, good. We're glad to have you here. Thank you very much.
Mayor, if I can hand this to Mr. Roger.
Yeah.
First copy, please share that gentleman right there before you leave.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? There being no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, and the ayes carry. Have anything else, Tom?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay. One comment that I had the other day from a citizen was, Richard, on some of our right-of-ways, some of the grass is getting up. Maybe the cycle mower could go by when you're doing this cleanup, and I think Fifth Street area was a big concern. And we'll bring this up, Richard, also at our beautification committee, next meeting, which will be this month. 21st. Okay. Does any councilman have any comments? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Thank you.